Welcome to Event Radio, covering local drag racing, stock car racing, motorcycles, go-karts. If it's got wheels and you can race it, you'll hear about it here. Event Radio is motorsports radio on steroids. Now, let's join your hosts, Spivvy Williams and Terrible T Guy.
All right, guys, welcome to the next edition of Event Radio. We are in beautiful Chattanooga, Tennessee. This is really pretty here. Boy, you got the mountains, you got the stream running by the interstate. This is a really, really neat place. Always, Chattanooga has been famous for Lookout Mountain, for Ruby Falls, for all kinds of cool stuff. And unless you're an old hot rodder. If you're an old hot rodder, Chattanooga is famous for a much different thing. Back years ago, the very first mail order company, I guess, in the world was an outfit called Honest Charley Speed Shop. And Honest Charley Speed Shop just happens to be in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and it was founded in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And back then, before the guys of Jegs and Summit and all your biggies, Honest Charley actually advertised on WLS out of Chicago and shipped stuff all over the world. Well, these guys haven't stopped. They just sort of built it up a little bit. And Honest Charley has been acquired by Coker Tire, which is really doesn't need an introduction at all. They have everything that rolls. They got one. And they have a museum in this building that's beautiful. We're going to try to put some pictures on here. But we're going to actually spend a little bit of this show talking about Honest Charley, a little bit of the history, a little bit of that. I kidded them when I came in. I'm an old guy, and I bought the very first set of chrome wheels I ever had in my life when I was 14 years old, and I ordered them from Honest Charley Speed Shop. And I turned into a derelict then, and I don't guess I've ever quit. But this is going to be a fun show. We're going to get to give you a little history. We're going to tell you about the coolest thing in Chattanooga. See, you always thought it was all that stuff, and that's not really it. You got to come down here, and you got to come down on Chestnut Street, and you got to see Honest Charley Speed Shop, Coker Tire, all the cool stuff that's down here. We're going to take a real quick break, and we're going to shift this dude into high gear, and we're going to have a little bit of fun. We appreciate you joining us on Event Radio, and we will be right back.
On the track or on the street, the number one brand in performance is Charley. Have you heard about the Ultra Street Avengers, Ultra Double Pumpers, Ultra HP, and Ultra Dominator carburetors? They're ultra light, ultra cool, and ultra fast. Charley carbs are the most powerful carbs money can buy with no further modifications. Charley, winning performance for over 100 years.
All right, guys, we are back, and we have the grand poobah, I guess you would say, or one of the head guys, Mr. Joe Lombardo with Honest Charley Speed Shop, joining us. Hi, what's going on, bud?
Well, it's Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and birds are singing, the sun's shining, and the hot rods are rolling. So
and
we're
it's
happy to
cold
be here.
here, buddy.
Well,
I came down here last night in shorts, and boy, I thought I was doing really good, and I was thankful I had these old sweatpants in the thing, because these old fat legs got a little chilly.
Well, it's a little bit chilly this morning, but stick around for another day or so, and it's going to change and be warmed up and be great this weekend.
Honest Charley started when?
Honest Charley was started in 1948 right here in Chattanooga, Tennessee by Charlie Card. And Charlie Card, after World War II, like everybody else, got interested in the racing bug, and he decided that a good way to make a living was to start selling hot rod parts and speed parts.
And he had the only ball game in town this side of the Mississippi River for a long time, didn't he?
He had the only ball game in town. In fact, nobody this side of the Mississippi River really had what Honest was trying to do in the early days.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Not a lot of people know. Of course, we do everything for Beach Bend, and Beach Bend was actually the very first drag strip built this side of the Mississippi River. It was built in the late 40s also. And Honest Charley's just a staple. I mean, if you're an old hot rodder like me, you really don't care about all that stuff we talked about in the introduction. You want to come to Honest Charlie Speed Shop. And, guys, it's so cool down here. You can see all the stuff. There's a case with all the old memorabilia in it. Man, you guys got it going on. That's cool.
Well, we got lots of memorabilia. We got lots of customers that come in. We got lots of old-time customers that come in and talk about their earliest days of buying parts and getting the Honest Charlie catalog and just making their wish lists.
Oh, yeah, buddy. That was bathroom material personified. I mean, that's where you took that dude. You guys have been loyal to the flatheads. It's about the only place you can buy all that stuff, isn't it?
Well, there's several places you can buy that stuff, but certainly one of the niches that we have fallen into is with flathead Ford V8 engines, and that was the iconic engine for hot rodders and street rodders in the early days.
Oh, sure.
Whether you were drag racing, whether you were dry lakes racing, salt flats racing, and today it's enjoying a very big resurgence, and we've got lots of flathead stuff.
Well, I tell you what, it's cool because you see one of the old 32 Fords, either a Highboy Roadster or whatever, and then it's got the flathead in it with the 2.2s and the aluminum heads and all that, and it's just period, and man, it's just cool now. It's just really neat, you know.
It is really neat, and it's got a very unique sound to it, unlike any other V8. So you couple that with some old Smitty's mufflers, and got a little 3/4 Isky racing cam in it, and some Stromberg carburetors, and then you're ready to roll.
Okay. Don't you do one on a motorcycle?
Well, we used to do one on a motorcycle, and that was with a little flathead V8 60 on that, and that was a unique piece that we.
Oh, I've seen pictures of it. Yeah,
we sold for about 5 years. Sold about 50 of those bikes, and they were very unique in that they were a direct drive. They had no transmission, so you just fired it up, throttled up a little bit, slipped the clutch, and off you went.
There we go. Thrill a minute, right?
Thrill a minute, absolutely.
Yeah. You now, do you sell a complete car? You sell just about everything in the stages. I mean, I know you have frame packages, you got body packages, you got all that stuff. Do you sell a complete deal?
We don't sell a complete deal at the moment. We're selling everything to build one with, so we can start from the ground up and supply you everything that you need to build.
Okay.
Whether you start with basic frame rails or whether you want a rolling chassis. Move up from there with engine, transmission, body, wheels, tires from Coker Tire Company, of course, and do everything that you need to put one together.
Yeah, I was looking at some of your website and stuff, but just trying to halfway where I wouldn't be a total idiot on what I was talking about. And it's really neat. Guys, it's entertaining to just go on the website and look at all the cool stuff on there. I mean, it can make you want to build a car whether you want to or not, you know.
Well, it certainly will whet your appetite, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
And if you're going to build one, Model A or 32 seem to be the cars of choice for hot rodders. You can get into one fairly reasonably, or you can spend as much as you want to. So it all depends on your budget.
Well, that's we did the Tri-5 show, and with this pretty gal coming in here, I got to ask her a question as well as you, and I'm going to let her think about it. But it used to be the 32 Ford was the hot rod of choice. Okay, if you go to American Graffiti or you watch any of the movies, 32 Ford was the hot lick, okay? Then all of a sudden, the generations changed, and the 55, 6, and 7 Chevys sort of nudged them out of the way. You got any idea why that happened?
It simply happened because they were bigger cars. You could take more people in them, and
partially right. We did it.
And they
we
just
did,
happened to be there.
We did this on the whole Tri-5 show, mainly with the girls, you know. And there is a specific reason that they are more popular than the 32 Ford. Anybody know while we're sitting in here? How about you, Gal? Do you know? No?
It's who you talk to.
No, it's who you talk to. Yeah, there. Well, I like this guy. Yeah, it's who you talk to. Actually, it's a drive-in movie was the reason. Did you ever take a date to a drive-in in a 32 Ford? I mean, you don't have enough room for your legs, much less hers. And then you moved into a 55, 6, or 7 Chevy with all the room. It was like going to a hotel with 3 bedrooms and a bath, you know, that you wound up at the drive-in. And that was the hot lick, why they actually took over. Plus, they were cool. What's your favorite of what you sell?
My favorite of what we sell is most likely the 32 Ford stuff,
okay.
Without a doubt.
Do you do a coupe and a roadster, or do you?
We do coupe and roadster. We do 3-window and 5-window coupe.
Now, are these glass cars or metal or
both? Both are available.
Okay.
Yeah, both are available.
Oh, that's cool. Well, I might turn into a customer here. Lord.
Well, we like you to.
Don't be doing that to me while I'm here. I'm an addict anyway to that kind of stuff. You're not.
We can start you right off today.
No, I live in a condo, buddy. They not want me. I've got too many toys already. I don't need any more.
That's all right. Back in the day when you were at the races, you used to rebuild engines in your hotel room. It's no different than building a car in one day.
Boy, you've been there, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been there. And yeah, we did do a lot of that. It's I don't know. I guess the hot rod. I do all kinds of events. Matter of fact, I did the Import Alliance stuff, and a muffler the size of a trash can. To me, it doesn't seem quite like a hot rod, and it is to these kids, I know. But buddy, you just don't beat an old 32 Ford or something like that. That's the deal, you know.
You can't beat a 32 Ford. It's the iconic car, as you mentioned earlier, and the looks, the style, the fun, the thrill, the air running through your hair if you have any left, like most of us don't.
Well, I got that though, buddy. I've still got the hair.
Well, I'm glad you do, because not all of us do anymore.
Yeah, I know, but I got nothing else that works. But the hair's okay, you know.
So the 32 is out there, and it's a great car.
Yeah. Is that mainly the staple of Honest Charley business now, or is it wheels from Coker, or what is it?
Well, Honest Charley division of Coker Tire Company, that would be the main staple of us, is Model A and 32 street rod and hot rod parts.
Okay.
We also do a lot of 44 stuff.
Okay.
We do some Tri-5 stuff. We also have a little niche market that runs from 78 through 88 for GM G-body cars, which includes El Caminos, Malibus, Monte Carlos, Monte SSs, Grand Prix, Regals, and Cutlasses. And that's a pretty good little sideline for us.
Well, I'd say you pretty much got the spectrum covered there, but
well, we try to cover everything. We're not all things to all people, but we certainly like to be. We were the racing world's supermarket at one time. We'd like to be now the racing world's grocery store.
That's really gotten away, and probably. And I'd probably get in trouble. I had Mike Coughlin on here from Jags, and they do probably more race parts than people even know. Most mail order now is add-on, bolt-on, this kind of stuff. As far as if you look at the mainstay of Summit and Jags and those guys, most of your racers are diehard going direct. For example, I'm using Quick Fuel, which is one of our sponsors. They'll go direct to Quick Fuel because they don't want the off-the-shelf stuff. They want the real deal, you know. And Mike Coughlin, I probably gave Quick Fuel the best plug in the world. He said, we sell them all, but we use their stuff on our race cars. And, you know, so that's a pretty good hit. But here, it's a niche deal that I'm sitting here looking around. You got a front end for whatever sitting here. You got air compressors. You got all this stuff in this little area where we are. We'll take a picture, guys, and flip it behind here so you can see what we see. But it's neat to know that there's somewhere out there that you can pick the phone up and find this stuff, and the little brown truck deliver it to you. That's great.
It is great. We try to make it easy for our customers via our website, our knowledge on the telephones. You can give us a call anytime. We're here Monday through Friday, and we're glad to help you out.
Well, guys, let me tell you what. We're going to take a real short break because this gentleman has to go put his tour guide hat on. And by the way, if you're ever in the Chattanooga area, please come to Coker Tire. They have a automotive museum here, from what I understand, that even has an airplane hanging from the ceiling. They got all kinds of stuff. But even in the lobby, there are some old antique race cars, some stuff. This is a trip. This is fun. This is a great place to come visit. And to me, it's a lot more fun than Lookout Mountain, you know. I mean, a lot more fun. Thank you for joining us, sir. We're gonna get this pretty girl on here. I'm gonna flirt with her yet, no matter what it takes. Is that all right?
That's fine with me.
Good deal.
I don't blame you.
There you go. Guys, you're on Event Radio. We are live from Honest Charley Speed Shop, the absolute coolest place there is in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I don't care where you go. You're on Event Radio. We'll be right back.
Quick Fuel Technology, the innovators in fuel systems, introduces the latest in high-temperature coating technology for select street and performance carburetors. QFT's new Black Diamond series features a unique satin black Teflon coating that provides award-winning good looks and lasting durability. The Black Diamond series is impact-resistant, repels all underhood chemicals, and reduces fuel temperature by 6% for improved performance. The Black Diamond series by Quick Fuel, the ultimate in form and function.
All right, guys, we are back from Honest Charley Speed Shop, and we got demand here that bills. If you order a rolling chassis, this gentleman puts his hands all over it first and does the magic. So when you get it, it's already fixed right, and he actually does the wood graining process that's been famous for Honest Charley for so many years. Tell everybody who you are.
I'm Jonathan Myron.
Jonathan, you've been here for a while, haven't you, buddy?
About almost 5 years.
They hadn't figured out. You haven't found out the exit door yet, or nothing. Or?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. So
I don't want to find that one.
You don't want to find that one. You
No.
like it here, huh?
Yes, I do.
See, it's all these pretty girls. That's what it is.
Yeah, there's a few of them. around.
There are. I was amazed that I wanted to just camp out in the lobby for a while. It was unreal. The wood graining process. Tell me a little about that.
Well, we started doing the original. We've been doing it for our own cars in the restoration shop, and it's a service we started to offer a while back, where we take we do the original process like Henry Ford would have done, using basically a lead plate with the engraved wood grain, and it's a transfer system where it's kind of you roll it and then transfer it onto the dash after you've put the base color down, and it's very realistic, authentic, and we do that a lot for people all over the world. Matter of fact,
that's great.
We've got it.
I'll tell you a cute wood grain story.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with a fellow by the name of Bob Taylor, Taylor's House of Color. Bob painted a few things you may have recognized: the UPS trucks, the flame work on them. He did Brooks and Dunn semi. He'd done several things, and he is probably we call him Mr. Paint. I mean, he is pinstripe probably 14,000 different things, and used to be a International Show Car Association director and a blue million things. You may be familiar with a fellow by the name of Army Armstrong that does Truck and Tractor Power on TV, and he's the TV host of all those things, the big monster truck stuff and all of that stuff. Army took a thing to him, and Bob is a accomplished artist. I mean, he is about as good as it gets. Army built a super gas Nash Rambler, believe it or not, and he wanted the wood grain trim to look like the old Nash. Bob said, well, I don't know about that. He said, I know you can do it. Said, I want it to look real. He said, all right, leave me alone. When he came back in, Bob told me, he said, I pulled it off. I said, really? I said, how do you know you pulled it off? He said, because I came to work the next morning, there was a mosquito on it. So if the mosquito thought it was wood, it had to be pretty doggone close. That thing won a ton of NHRA awards and all that kind of stuff. But that's got to be hard to duplicate. What you do has to be really tough to make it look real.
Well, the system we use is what makes it authentic. They're the original graining plates that Ford actually used.
So you've got the original stuff? Or?
Yes, we have replicas of the original, and pretty much for all the Ford patterns. And it's not just me doing it. I have another guy, Jonathan Sullivan, who's been doing the majority of it now. And although it is a technique and process, there still is a lot of art, to it.
Right.
But yes,
well, you ship it all over the world, right?
Yes, we do. We've got
now. Can the customer send their stuff in here and you do that for them? Or?
Yes, that's usually how it works. They'll send us in their dashboard and garnish moldings, and then we generally strive to do a 2-week turnaround, which is unheard of.
That's amazing
in this business.
Yeah, that's amazing. You can't get it anodized in 2 weeks. It's what's your favorite thing to do here?
Well, I like it all. I grew up in a hot rodding family and been going to NSRA events since I was just in diapers, Okay. But I enjoy just building cars and working on the engines.
Yeah, you were the flathead man. For a while,
I love flatheads. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I built a flathead through the speed shop here. And, they're just a lot of fun.
Well, they're neat. They're enough period and enough period correct that they get everybody's attention when they see one. They stop and look.
They sure do.
And that's cool. That's cool. History of working at Honest Charley for you, because you're working in a place that's not only a great, cool place to work that has all kinds of cool stuff in it, but you're working where a legend was. That how cool is that?
That's very cool.
Is it?
Yeah.
So you're proud when somebody says, "Hey, where do you work?" I work at Honest Charley.
Oh yeah.
So and I don't blame you. I think it's awesome. But I think it's about as cool as pockets on a shirt. I mean, it's when you look at the old catalogs, and he was really a cool marketer. I mean, he had hubcaps on his head. He had all kinds of stuff in these pictures. Have you ever seen any of that stuff?
Oh yeah, of course I have. Okay. And I'm an avid collector of all the old magazines and everything. And if I can get my hands on it, I grab them up at swap meets and stuff. But what is very interesting is you have a lot of these companies like SoCal and all these other hot rod guys.
Yeah, the West Coast guys.
And you know what? If you go to one of these old magazines from 48 on to, the 50s, and you open one of them up, guess which advertisements you'll find? You'll find Honest Charley every time, but you won't see SoCal. You won't see these other guys.
Right.
I mean, we were really there. I mean, we are.
That's
the
what we
guys.
talked earlier. When I was a kid, Honest Charley was one of the very few that advertised on WLS out of Chicago. And you talk about initially firing up the worldwide mail order market.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's exactly what you guys did.
We were the J.C. Whitney of hot rods.
Well, you really were. You were the Jegs or Summit of hot rods, too, because you had it in stock. You didn't have to get it somewhere. So many mail order companies are great at running ads, and they don't have a piece on the shelf.
Oh, no.
They're drop shipping everything from somewhere else. And you guys got it all in these huge buildings here. Plus all the cool cars. I mean, you got to come take a tour here. I mean, this thing is just awesome. It's beautiful, beautiful. So, what's hidden that we're not going to find out about that you guys are keeping secrets?
We've always got some cool projects going on in the restoration shop. And we've got a honey hole full of real cool parts.
I figured you probably had something stashed.
Corky can have us build something at any time that would
really.
just,
Does he get an idea that he wants something every now and then, and you guys take over and do it?
You bet. Happens all the time.
Really? What's the wildest thing he's come up with?
He comes up with a lot of wild stuff.
I mean, I noticed the bicycles. I noticed the upstairs. There's a lot of stuff, and we've got pictures of that, guys. That's going to be flipping behind this show, so you can see what we've looked at. But there's a lot of cool stuff up there. Man, you got a tire up there wider than this table.
Yeah. We sure do.
So it's I don't know. Is there a tire in the Coker Tire warehouse is there a tire made that you don't have?
I'm not really versed to
I'm going
to
talk to her on that.
Well,
she knows all
I'm
about
not
that.
the tire expert. I know that we have just about everything a guy would need for a car. But
I mean, you guys have got antique stuff. You got everything.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
we've got
everything.
from bicycles to antique airplanes. We can put tires on anything.
This is quite an establishment, guys. As bad as I hate to, we're having fun, and as bad as I hate to, we got to take another little break because we got to pay for this thing. The nice folks at Quick Fuel and Holly and all that stuff, they're out there screaming, "Put our ad on there," and that's what we're going to do. This is a blast. Thank you for joining us for a few minutes, and. You're an artist, my friend, at what you do. You're not just put it together, man. When you do the wood grain, you do the things that you do. You're an artist also. So, guys, you need to check it out. Go to honestcharley.com and check everything out on it. You will be a while on that website because I know I was a while going through it. And it's a lot of fun. And then you can go over to Coker Tire and you can really check out some cool stuff. But we're going to get the little lady on here, and we're going to talk to her in just a flash, and we're going to find out all about Coker Tire. Don't you go anywhere. You're on Event Radio, and we will be right back.
On the track or on the street, the number one brand in performance is Hawley. Have you heard about the Ultra Street Avengers, Ultra Double Pumpers, Ultra HP, and Ultra Dominator carburetors? They're ultra light, ultra cool, and ultra fast. Hawley carbs are the most powerful carbs money can buy with no further modifications. Hawley, winning performance for over 100 years.
All right, guys, we are back from Honest Charley Speed Shop, and I guarantee you, leave it up to the old fat guy, I can go through this whole building and I find the prettiest woman in the place. I'm good at that. And her name is Harriet. And I've talked to her on the phone a couple of times, and she's the one that agreed to let us come in here and do this stuff. A very sweet lady, a very nice lady, and she's joining us on Event Radio. How are you, ma'am?
I'm doing great, thank you.
This has been fun. This is great to come down here. You guys have so much to look at.
We do, and it's amazing. It's a candy store to many.
Oh, it is to me, and I mean, I've been in this my whole life, and to come down here is a treat.
It is a treat. I started working for Coker in '93.
Okay.
And we were all on the main floor, and eventually we took the office spaces all the way up. The building mainly held tires. And so from that point, as we grew in the different phases, we started making the museum and offering the tours and stuff. And we have a lot of people that come through, and they're just amazed when they come in. They go, we didn't realize this was here.
Well, this building's, over 100 years old?
It is. And Corky's been really good about restoring the building. And through his renovation, he uses a lot of wood and stuff from other buildings.
Period. Correct.
Tries to keep that vintage look to it. But,
it's gorgeous. Guys, when you come in the front door, and like I said, we have pictures that you can see. It's a trip to just go there if you never went any farther and see that. Then you come down the street into the Honest Charley section, and it's like going back in the 50s. It
is. The tours start in the main entrance of Coker Tire, but they end up over here at Honest Charley. So it's a history. It's just a whole walkthrough through the business, not only showing like the speed shop and the tire part of it, but we also manufacture wheels and wood wheels here. And so we're always undergoing. Right now we're doing a renovation where we're going to be building our wood wheels in this facility. And then when you go into the museum, you've got motorcycles lining the wall, you've got airplanes hanging from the ceiling, and a variety of cars and stuff.
Right. How often are the tours done, Cal?
Well, we do it Monday through Thursday from 10 and 1. We have 2 tours a day. Okay. And then on Fridays they do it from 10. They do 10 and 2. So
10 and 2, cool.
10 and 2.
And so all the guys got to do is just come down here, and is there any charge for the tours or anything?
It's free. It's free, and it's just a great time. People that come through, it's about a 45-minute to an hour. And they walk through, and there are engines and things around. There's just history, so much history in this place. It's unbelievable.
See, I told you it was cooler than Sea Rock City or something, or Lookout Mountain or something like that. This is a staple for the Chattanooga area. Everybody knows what Coker Tire is, and you probably can answer the question: is there anything that rolling that you guys can't put a tire on?
Well,
No,
there are some, but mainly. We go all the way. It's amazing the markets that we appeal to. We've got the high pressure tires, so we go into the brass cars all the way to the muscle cars, the street rods, and we also do the low rider. We do vintage motorcycle. We do vintage military. It's amazing. There's just so much
everybody that's into a restoration project, you can make the period correct stuff that you just can't go find. I mean, you don't run down to your local tire store and get that.
No, not at all. And Corky has been, and his father, his late father Harold, who passed away over a year ago, they were instrumental in that industry, getting those tires that weren't available. Mm-hmm. And if they couldn't find them, they found the molds and had the tires made. Or if the molds didn't exist, they took the original drawings and made new molds.
Made the whole deal.
And so they've really opened a lot of doors. And they've also stepped over into the radial tire part of it. We've got white walls they look like the original pie crust and everything,
cool?
But they're radial. So some people they want the ride, and
they want
the ride, and they want that radial
feel,
performance. And stuff.
Well, it's this place is better than any museum that you will go to. It's a history lesson, and just here. It's just here, and you can stop and see it. It's very easy to find. It's right downtown with all the wild stuff, the Chattanooga choo-choo. See, you always thought that's what this was known for. And there's a whole lot more than a train in this city, guys, I promise you.
There is. Chattanooga has really taken off in the past, 15, 20 years. And so they've really incorporated the river. We've got the aquarium. You can go. There's just so many things to see in Chattanooga. People come in. It's a vacation. It's like a vacation site. And you feel like even living here, when you're downtown in this area, you feel like you're on vacation.
Well, you have some cruise-ins and stuff downtown that are huge.
We do.
You guys get involved in that too, don't you?
We do. We have one coming up in April. I believe it's a Saturday, April 2nd.
Uh-huh.
And so, and usually it starts around 10 o'clock, but people get here a lot sooner.
I'm sure they do.
It's an unbelievable event, and we have music, we have vendors and stuff for food, and people just walk around and they park the cars. It's just your old-fashioned cruising.
Shoot, we might slide back down here and do it again or something. I don't know if we can. Our schedule stays a little busy, but this is not only work for us, but this has been a treat for me to come and see you and meet you. Of course, I felt like I was trying to date you or something on the phone. I mean, we talked on the phone so much, but it's really been nice to be able to come in. It's guys, all of this stuff is cool, but this is the South too, and Southern hospitality. There is nothing like it. These guys know what sweet tea and country ham is, and so they know the cool stuff. And if you come to Chattanooga and you don't come to either Honest Charley or Coker Tire and take that tour, well, shame on you. You have missed the jewel of this city as far as I'm concerned. And this place is just phenomenal. It is just, you can't even start to express how cool it is by sitting on the outside.
That's true. That's true. And, and I run into a lot of people when they'll say, where do you work? And I'll say, I work at Coker Tire. And they'll go, I was in an event, because sometimes they'll host events in the museum and stuff, and they're just going, I cannot get over that place. It is a jewel, and you've got to come through. It's free. It's free. It's a great opportunity to learn about history in the automobile and just how the tire has made a significant role in that.
Yeah, well, it does a lot of stuff. Yeah. I mean, in all of your racing, the tires are the most important thing on a car. So, and it is in everywhere. You into hot rods?
No. But, when I started working here, I didn't know anything about bias.
Not husband or nothing's into it?
No. My father,
Okay.
my father was really a car person, and he always had things. And you're talking about Honest Charley. I can remember Honest Charley when they were located out on Brainerd Road.
Out by the airport.
Out by the airport.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad talked about it. But the funny thing that you say about that is now as I get older, it's like I'm getting my children raised. I'm like going, I'd like to have a car.
Well, why don't you get one?
I
think they ought to build you one. I think they should build you.
Go.
You need like a flathead 32 Ford Roadster or something. And really, I mean, the girls are now. You look at every kind of motorsports, and the ladies are really jumping in there, and they're doing extremely well on even your race car stuff. Race over the weekend, Top Fuel was female winner and runner up in that event. So you girls you're coming around to the deal, and you've got tired of that shotgun seat. It's time to be a driver, right?
There you go. That's right.
Go.
That's right. And I think we all have a father that influenced us in that way. And so,
well, that's good. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Not at all.
Listen, lady, this has been so much fun for me. It's been well worth the trouble on my side of the table that it took to get it done. I've been looking forward to this for so long. And, guys, I don't care where in the world you are. I know several of you guys visit here, Rob and the guys that are our friends from Holland that are they're actually shipping a Corvette over here to go to the Corvette Museum and stuff. It's not that far down here, guys. You need to come to Chattanooga. You need to see some hot rod heritage. And on your way, guys, to any of the events at Beach Bend or Bowling Green, be it Hot Rod Reunion, be it Tri-5, be it Good Guys, whatever, or Good Guys in Nashville, make sure you route your trip through Chattanooga, Tennessee. Find Chestnut Street. It's not that hard. Even my GPS could find it. And come down here and take the tour. Look at this piece of history that's here, this heritage that goes way back to 1948, and see, it's really cool when you know where you came from. And this is where it all started. They haven't let it die at all. They've still got the original stuff, still selling it every day, and it's just flat cool. That's all you can say.
Thank you.
Miss Harriet, you got to go find Ozzy. So that's what Ozzy and Harriet, guys. Okay. Guys, thank you so much for joining us on Event Radio. Thank this lovely lady for letting us in here and sort of just opening arms and saying, guys, have fun. We came in. As always, we never end a broadcast without thanking the most important people in our world, our sponsors, the great guys at Beach Bend Park, Beach Bend Raceway, and Beach Bend Splash Lagoon, the absolute most fun place in the summertime to go get wet and drag race and just have a big time. The great guys at Quick Fuel Technologies. There are no better carburetors on this planet. They are the only people in the industry that run every carburetor on a motor in their shop before it goes into the box. So when you get it, it's already fixed, and it's raring to go. The nice guys at Holley Performance that have just recently acquired another boatload of companies, including MSD Ignitions. They have bought, I don't know how many they own now. So if you can't find a part for your hot rod at Holley, my friend, you do not have a hot rod. So you between Holly and the good folks down here at Honest Charlie, we can sure get you covered. Last but not least, my good buddy Jimmy B at GearheadGazette.com. Go to Gearhead Gazette. Every event that's worth going to, you will find listed there. I don't care if it's in Pomona or Daytona, Nashville, Chattanooga, wherever. Gearhead Gazette is the hot rodder's friend that shows you exactly who, what, when, and where to spend your time and have a big time. Miss Harriet, I think it's time to hit the bricks and just go drool some more on my way out of here. Thank you so much for inviting us. This has been so much fun. And the history lesson, I didn't like history in school, but if we were studying this all the time, I would really get into it. Guys, we have been from Honest Charlie, Chattanooga, Tennessee. If you're ever anywhere close and you don't stop, don't bother about calling us because you are lame brain dead. Thank you so much for joining us on Event Radio, and we will talk again.
You've been listening to Event Radio, covering local drag racing, stock car racing, motorcycles, go-karts. If it's got wheels and you can race it, you heard about it here. Event Radio is motorsports radio on steroids. Join us next time with your hosts, Spivey Williams and Terrible T Guy.